This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Welcome to We All Belong, Voices of Lived Experiences. My name is Carol Merton, and beside me I have Annette Pedlar, who's the Executive Director of Safe and Sound. We've been taping this mini-series actually in Safe and Sound, and we thought you might be interested in actually having a walkabout tour and seeing what the facility is like. So Annette, thank you for joining me. And right now we're on the street level of Safe and Sound.
Yeah.
So Annette, please tell me, where are we?
Yeah, so we're at 310 8th Street East in Owen Sound. So we're at the corner of 8th Street and 3rd Avenue here.
Yep.
So yeah, we have two doors at our I was going to say storefront, but at the front here. So on the right-hand side, that's the entrance to our transitional housing. So upstairs we have 4 transitional housing units. They're all single bedroom apartments that folks can live in for about at least a year, up to 2-3 years maybe, and receive some supports on working on some more longer term goals. So transitional housing is a really important piece of helping people move from homelessness into more permanent housing. So it's an intensive program that helps people develop some of those skills that maybe some of the rest of us would assume that everyone knew how to keep up a tenancy, but up there we try and help people build some of those skills.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I noticed you don't have a sign.
Not yet. Would you like to donate the money to get one for us, please?
So there's a plan.
Yes.
There. So we'll make that a plea to the viewing public that they can make donations to Safe and Sound.
Yes,
so
please.
the plan is to have a sign.
Yeah, we'd love a sign, but it used to be on our front window, the logo and everything, but unfortunately the windows bit the dust or became glass dust, so it broke. We're going to get a sign for the front, so it's more recognizable for all of us.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So take me in.
Yeah, so then we come to the front door. So usually when folks come to the front door, the door's locked, and then the staff will come. So if someone's coming for a donation or just for whatever reason they're coming to access services, they might have to knock. So we also have a needle disposal here, on the wall.
Yeah.
So that's where if we're not, we do take used needles. We try and stay away from the language of dirty needles and clean needles.
Yeah.
And so we do have this needle spot that folks can leave it. If we're not open, then they can leave it here so it's not out on the street. So come on in.
Before we go in, sorry.
No, that's okay.
I know we're on a roll. What happens when this gets filled? Like, who empties it? Do you call someone?
Yeah, we empty it and it gets disposed at public health.
Okay.
Yeah. But we actually just put it up, so I don't know how to do that yet. So come back in a month.
Okay, gotcha.
If we're open and people bring in their used needles, then they get a gift card. And we'll give them they'll have a box that they can that we'll give them a sharp spin. Sorry, is the word I'm looking for. So if we're open, they can come in and they can get 2 $10 gift cards a month.
And the purpose of that is to keep the needles off the street.
Totally.
So that's really helping our community by that.
Definitely. And some people will collect needles even if they aren't a needle user themselves, just for the gift cards. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Excellent.
And those gift cards are actually provided by the United Way.
Excellent. Okay, so now we'll walk in.
Come on in.
All right. Sorry about my back to the cameraman. I feel rude.
So this is our main space here. So at the front here, we just purchased or had donated, these beautiful chairs that are all in memory of different folks. And to kind of go along with our teal, our main colors. And we have here, we have something that displays the weather for folks. This area is
on this whiteboard behind us.
Here.
Oh, okay.
We also have tried to have some plants to kind of soften the entrance, because places like this can, you have to be a bit purposeful to make sure it doesn't feel like a clinical space for people.
Now I see you have this is an inclusive space.
Definitely.
You have the
flag,
that incorporates inclusivity. Anyone is welcome here.
Of course, yeah, definitely, and we can definitely help support queer folks who are experiencing homelessness. Do experience a lot. A bigger variety of discrimination in their housing searches. Even myself, I have a wife, and us going to rent places, I've certainly encountered questions about like who will be sleeping in what bedroom, like all of those kinds of invasive things. So it's certainly something that we're happy to help support people because it happens to everybody.
For sure.
Yeah.
So this is a safe place for people to come.
So here we have a little box that we try and keep some cans or whatever in for people to take. So right now we got some good old beans, of course.
You do.
Yeah. And it's usually just, full of stuff. We have an activity board here to let people know things that are happening here at Safe and Sound, but also throughout the community. And then kind of when we move over to this side, we have a phone that people can use here behind us, and then the radio is always going with something. And we have the piano. You wouldn't believe the number of people who play the piano here on a daily basis with a wide variety of ability, I would say, but honestly some of it's really remarkable. But and then we have the computers here that people can do housing searches, connect with their family, friends, whatever it may be. Then you can move into kind of the back of the front, one may say. Right here is where we give out the food. So O'Share is kind of the main spot for lunch and dinner, but we give out a lot of breakfast, and we generally have food also throughout the rest of the day. So if someone were to donate, let's say muffins, somebody brought in muffins today. I think there was about 30 muffins, and I don't see a single one. So it's all hot commodities for sure, especially things that people can take and go
and have to carry. Coffee. I smell coffee.
Of course, the coffee's always on. So we're open 7 days a week from 9 until 3, and so the coffee goes 7 days a week from 9 until 3 because it's magic beans. So.
And it's really nice. I noticed you have mugs. Like you don't have plastic things or anything. They can have a mug of coffee or tea. Right.
And we try and make help people feel as comfortable as possible. You know, and many people describe this as a home, a place that evokes feelings of being home. I don't want to say it's a home to people because people need to have that other places as well, but we do try to make people feel, as comfortable.
And I noticed that you have round tables where people can sit together if they want to talk or not talk or just be together.
Definitely, kind of like a family-style dinner tables. And over there we also had these books donated from the library. So we kind of have a replenishment of books coming from there.
All right.
So now we can kind of move into the middle section of us. Don't look at our messy closet.
Okay,
please.
I'm ignoring the dishes in the sink.
Good. You'll do them quickly, I'm sure, after we're done here. So on the right-hand side here, we have 2 washrooms. So I think the first one's unoccupied currently.
So people can come and just use the washroom, right?
Yeah, and that's a pretty big, that's a pretty main service that we offer to people because of the lack of public washrooms.
Right.
Especially if you're not able to buy something that day. So, and then in this washroom, I can hear the showers on right now, so we'll spare that.
No knocking going.
No knock. But in this washroom, there's a shower as well. So that's a lot of people access our shower services. So we're always looking for hygiene products, even towels to help people, have a shower.
So people can just come and donate things like shampoo, soap. You would use that for sure.
Definitely. Yeah. And here's my office. We can show the desk. So there's that.
That's
space.
where you are.
Yeah, that's where you can find me. And then we have a staff washroom here. And then I can turn on the light back here.
All right.
So this is the office of our fundraising and communications manager.
Now this is a new position
new
you've
position.
added.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're really excited that Sarah's just started with us, and we're really excited that the growth that it's signaling for the agency. And yeah, we're really happy to have another member in the team.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
here we have a space where feminine hygiene products for people to be able to take, and also incontinence products or just other things that are here, and we don't.
They can
need
just
to,
come and help
Totally.
themselves. Yeah.
We don't need to gatekeep everything, know, and it's great. It definitely gets a lot messier, but well, it is what it is. And we have another phone back here. So we have every Thursday we do court support in the back here. So we have a staff who will help people either on Zoom or on the phone call into their court dates. So especially when COVID happened, a lot of the in-person court moved online or over the phone.
Yes.
So that so they can come here now on Thursdays to have a phone. And some people they kind of benefit from it being a communal experience, whereas other people, if they want to do that in privacy, then there's an office that also
They could use.
people can go into.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you offer a variety of services.
Definitely, yeah.
That certainly I'm learning about, that I would not have realized that you offered that.
Yeah, and I just remembered in the front something that I didn't mention is we have our harm reduction supplies at the front. So that's a variety of different things like clean pipes, or sorry, I'm trying to get away from the use of clean and dirty, but unused supplies that people can have, as well as naloxone and the sharps bins. We also have HIV self-testing kits, so people can test themselves. So it's kind of very similar to a COVID test. It really looks the same, but instead it's a pinprick of blood. So if you can manage a pinprick of blood, you can do a test here for that. And that kind of then parlays into, in the back space here every Tuesday, the SOS team visits us. So the SOS team is a partnership between the hospital, who has a nurse practitioner, Grey County, who has a paramedic, United Way, who has a social navigator, and also CMHA, who has mental health counselors. So they come in here every Tuesday, and will help people meet them and talk about their physical health needs, their mental health needs, or any other kind of supports that they're looking for.
So that's routine, just happens. And SOS is Supportive Outreach Service, is that right?
About right.
Yeah, I always have to figure out these acronyms because I want to, what does it mean? But yeah.
So they're here every afternoon, every Tuesday. I wish every afternoon. Every Tuesday afternoon from 1 until 3.
And the participants at Safe and Sound would get to know, and you have the bulletin board where they would know when people are in. Because I would imagine, if you don't have a roof over your head, you probably don't know hardly, you don't have a calendar or whatever.
So might get a bit blurry.
So that helps.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and definitely I think that this it helps with routine for people to know that this is the start of the week. We know this is coming, and to move on from there. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Treaty in Cree is Naskomitoin, an oral agreement, and our agreements were always spoken. For George Spence, the core of treaty was Wichihioin, to help one another.
And so we, the commissioners,
He was there for the making of Treaty 9, where the Cree were told,
we will honor this agreement together for as long as the sun shines and the waters flow.
the Cree made their mark because they were assured that the land would be shared and they would always be able to harvest what they needed. George Spence was my great-grandfather. In his life, he saw many promises of the treaty go unfulfilled.
Treaties were essential to the creation of Canada. First Nations still fight for the agreements to be honored.
Hello, Grey County. I'm your warden, Brian Milne. Want to be the first to know about news, services, and decisions in your community? Watch Grey County Council meetings live from the comfort of your living room. right here on Rogers TV, Grey County.
Back
Yeah.
And to see here our clothing cupboard. So this is all free clothing that people are able to take. There's a soft 5-item limit. So some folks are great entrepreneurs, and that's wonderful. But we try and make sure that there's enough clothes still for everybody.
Yeah.
So we of course, if someone needs more than 5 in a given day, that's okay. But so we just put these bars up on the wall during a work bee that we had kind of several months ago now, and the number of clothes we're giving out has just exploded. So that's great that it's something that I see Safe and Sound as a real conduit, you know, of if we're able to get something, like whether it be clothes, food, anything like that, tents, sleeping bags, that we just kind of are a place between everyone out there who has all these extra things or things they're not using anymore, and we can just try and
so it's almost from the community back out into the community. It flows through, and Safe and Sound allows that to be a way to flow through.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And we definitely, like a lot of the tents and tarps and sleeping bags, those are all things that we never have enough to give out for the need that there is.
Yeah.
So it's something in particular that we're always looking for more of.
In rainy days, you know, we see people who come wet.
Definitely.
And I mean, they need warm, dry clothing. Who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
We all need warm, dry clothing.
Definitely.
So this gives them an opportunity for sure.
And also, like I said before with the shower, you know, if someone goes into the shower, you don't necessarily want to come out of the shower and put back on the same dirty clothes that you had.
Right.
So speaking of,
we
do have over here 2 laundry and two washers, and 2 dryers that people can do their laundry for free. So these are available to people as long as they get their clothes in before 1. Then they're welcome to do their laundry here.
Yeah.
And we have soap, laundry detergent, for folks to use. So that's another thing.
Yeah.
That's where
donations for laundry.
Yeah. And to prevent bed bugs, usually when we get something donated, we try and either wash it or dry it also. So if someone's donating, especially a large amount of clothes, it would be great also if some of those clothes sometimes came with the soap, because you know we
that's
often
a good
have
idea.
we often have to wash them. So
Yes.
this is
this is your laundry area for sure.
And then we have this main table here, and so this is kind of a spot that people will meet their workers at if they're looking for whoever their worker may be from whatever support agency.
Yeah.
So lots of meetings like that happen here. Also, we have workshops sometimes throughout the month too.
Yeah.
So workshops is kind of it's a come and go word. It sounds like work, but people do participate in them, and so that usually happens back here, whether it be some kind of crafting or it's something that we're really looking to expand and build. I would love, you know, if SOS came on Tuesdays and we had court back here on Thursdays, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You know, that's another opportunity where volunteers, whatever skill set somebody has, we're looking for people to help share that. So this is a great spot. Just see yourself here, Carol.
Dishes.
Yeah,
not just dishes.
We'll see about you. You might be stuck to dishes,
I'm with the
but
dishes.
other people, they might be able to do a workshop.
But in other words, people watching this program, if they have a talent in any variety of things, you know, whether it's sitting down and playing cards if people like to play cards, putting together model kits, artwork. You're saying 100%. This is how you would use this area. What a great
Fishing
idea.
lures, if you know how to tie knots, you know, if you want a budget, like I think it's really about the needs of folks here are as diverse as the needs and interests of people also outside of here. So, you know, if you're really passionate about something, then definitely that passion is contagious. So if, it's not just about kind of the skills like budgeting that are important, and we would love to be able to offer more supports around that, but there's other important things for people to have a fulfilling life. So whether it be someone who is passionate about fishing, you know, or who has knowledge about being outside and camping.
Yes.
All of those things are valuable.
And what a
knowledge
great
bases.
way to connect with community together.
Definitely.
What a
Yeah.
great way, in a way that's supported, right?
Yeah,
it's in
for
a,
sure.
in a facility.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, we can come back to the backyard.
I'm still stuck with the dishes, though. I can tell.
You definitely are stuck with the dishes. We've got footwear here for people. So shoes, is something that we can almost never have enough of, especially with folks who, for me, when I go home at the end of the day, I take off my shoes and I put on my Birkins, my orthopedics. To be honest, I'm aging, but for folks who are in the same pair of shoes day and night, you quickly go through quite a few shoes, especially if they're not drying out at night in the same way that most other people's shoes have the opportunity to do. So
I see boots up there as well.
Yeah.
So coming into winter season, you'll be
100%.
wanting boots.
Yeah.
All
Really,
sizes, doesn't matter.
All sizes, we don't tend to take a lot of children's size things. We do, people do come in with kids, and we do try and have some things, but generally speaking, most of the folks who are accessing our services aren't looking for any children's sizes of anything. So we we try and limit that, but any adult sizes, we're always looking for, especially with the footwear.
Yes.
Yeah, and winter's coming too with the coats, so that coats, hats, mitts, scarves, all of those pieces also. Over here on the other side, beside the washing machine, that's where we have our socks and our underwear. And those are particularly hard things to get as donations because, people are certainly comfortable with wearing a used shirt, but I think everyone can appreciate maybe used underwear or not really something people are looking for. So often for people to donate that, they have to go out and buy the underwear or buy the socks. So it's not, those donations don't come in maybe as frequently as others, but they're almost more needed because...
So you would encourage packaged items then?
Totally. If someone has goes out and is able to get a pack of underwear, then we'll go there. And honestly, let's say a 12-pack of underwear, it will be gone by the end of the day. So we see generally between 35 to about 55 people a day. So it kind of really depends. Some people are in and they're out. They're just here to use the phone, to go to the washroom, to have a shower, something like that. Whereas other people are here for longer periods.
Tell me again the numbers per day that you would see.
Approximately 35 to 55. Yeah.
Fair number. Are they all the same people, or do you see new faces from time to time?
New faces all the time. Probably at least twice a day I'll have to ask the staff, who is that person? I've never seen them before.
So it is new.
Yeah, it is. And I think that speaks back to, people do move, and the freedom of movement is an integral part of being an autonomous adult. And so, but with that also, we don't see people again, and people also leave the area and no longer access their services. So that's good too. So seeing new faces is good, and never seeing someone again, also good.
So I want to go back to the donations for just a minute.
Yeah.
So you mentioned especially things like underwear and that. So if people are looking for a way to give, certainly buying and dropping off, but how else can people donate if they don't want to bring something to you? What are the other ways they can donate to you?
Well, we have through Canada Helps online. That's our online donation portal for cash. So that's one avenue for people. Often also for monetary donations. Sometimes we'll get checks in the mail. Or any way you can get the money to us, we'll take it. Yeah, of course. And also I think that's it is definitely a bit of an intimidating thing to come to the front door here, because if it's not a space, I know my first day, I was like, whoa, what's happening, So it is certainly something that not everybody is comfortable with, and that's something we recognize. And so if you just reach out to us through Facebook or call ahead, and if you are looking to donate but you don't want to come to the door, we can come, we can come to your car and take the stuff from there. Or also even for our volunteers, some people who want to volunteer, but they're maybe not comfortable coming right into the space. There are volunteer opportunities for those folks also. Like, for example, in the winter, we get a lot of coats that maybe they're ripped or they have a problem with the zipper, or those kinds of things. So for those people, we'll give you the coat. You know, we'll give you 4 or 5 coats.
If they've got a sewing machine or they don't mind sewing, they can do it at home.
Yeah, then you can mend it, and then we can come and get it later. So it's a way. Or also sometimes people will do food drives or clothing drives outside, or also raise money for events like Coldest Night of the Year that happens every winter.
So you can be a volunteer in your own home for Safe and Sound.
Totally. Yeah, you don't have to come in. Yeah.
Okay then.
I won't annoy you. Yeah, that way. Yeah. So yeah, we come out to the back.
All right.
So our backyard is somewhere that I really see as somewhere that we can continue to grow moving forward. So right now the front is the main entrance for the space, but we have a little spot, but it's a mighty spot back here. And I think that.
Oh, and you do have a sign. We just need a bigger one for the front.
We do have a sign that Mark could show in a minute, but yeah, we've got the barbecue back here, so we'll have some community barbecue sometimes. Also, another piece about the volunteering and what people are passionate about, same thing with the gardens here. You know, that's something that I definitely think is an opportunity for volunteers, because we've got this space and people certainly thoroughly enjoy it when they have flowers to look at.
Excellent. So there's potential here as well.
Certainly. Yeah. And I think that we're hoping in the future to be able to use this more as a main entrance, so that it relieves some of the pressures on the sidewalk out front with the bikes and the grocery carts. But the main issue is just our funding with staffing, and we don't have. It's, as you can see, it's a pretty big space that we've walked through. So to have staff in the outside, the back room, the washrooms, and the front.
Because you have to have staff everywhere. Wow, it's deeper than it looks from the front. For sure, there's a lot of space. This has been great. I'm glad you've taken me on a tour, because I really needed to see how the flow goes. But the numbers I did not expect that many people to go through in a day, so that's remarkable.
It is.
So
we keep track every day. And it's growing all the time.
So certainly there's a role for community to support the community services you're providing as well. For sure. Well, I want to thank you for this tour. This has been great. I also want to thank our viewing audience for joining us today on We All Belong, Voices of Lived Experiences. And please join us again to learn more about the programs and services available in your community. Take care and stay safe.
Call the Rogers TV Viewer Response Line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Our immersive 360-degree coverage right here takes you deeper inside the National Hockey League. Monday Night Hockey, it's all about debate, conversation, analysis, and mostly having some fun watching the game. Rogers, Monday Night Hockey on Sportsnet.
Are you here for the full 60 minutes?
I'm here for that, and maybe some overtime.
Sportsnet Plus. Stream live games, NHL highlights, and more. Sign in with your TV service provider or subscribe at sportsnetplus.ca.
Blessed be the name